Okay, everyone, I think we should reiterate one more thing that we're really going to need to be comfortable with as we go on working with exponential functions. Okay, so this is solving for roots, and here's what I mean by that. What if we had a statement like, let's say x to the second power equals, let's say, 16, okay? X to the second power equals 16. Well, if we want to solve for x, what would we need to do, right? How could we somehow write x squared as just x? Well, all you're going to do is you're going to take the square root of both sides, right? All right, x squared, the square root of x squared is going to equal x. So then you're just going to know that x is going to equal the square root of 16, which is 4. So from x squared equals 16, you can deduce that x equals 4. Okay, let's do a couple more examples. I know we went over this in the solving equations unit, but I just want to make sure that we're as comfortable with this as can be. Okay, so let's take something like, well, what if we had y squared equals 9, right? What if we had y squared equals 9? Well, we're just going to take the square root of both sides, right? Get y equals square root of 9, get y equals 3, right? Okay, what if we had something else like, I don't know, g squared equals like 100, right? Same thing, right? Take the square root of both sides, and what are you going to get? You're going to get g equals 10, right? This is something that we should be pretty familiar with. All right, let me make a bit more room here. Let me make a bit more room, and I want to focus on two more things, okay? I want to focus on two more things. All right, what if we had something like r to the third power equals 27. Okay, does this work in the same way? Yes, it does work. We can take the cubed root, or the third root of both sides, and get r equals, what is the third root, or the cubed root of 37? You would find out that that would equal 3. You can use a calculator for this. If it's a rather, I don't know, a rather cumbersome question like maybe, I don't know, x to the fifth power equals 213. If you ever see something like that, okay? Well, you should know that the thing to do is to take the fifth root of x to the fifth power equal to the fifth root 213, okay? And you can always, if you need to, you can always like look this up. You could do a Google search, fifth power of 213, okay? If you ever if you're ever faced with something like this, because it can be a bit cumbersome to plug into the calculator. Okay, I just want to make sure that we have the basic idea down. We're not really going to get into having to look at stuff like that in this unit. Really, we're just mainly going to be needing to solve for squares, sometimes cubes. It's pretty unlikely we're going to have to look at higher units than that. I just want you to have the basic idea, okay? We also need to look at one more thing. Okay. Okay, I also want us to look at this. Okay, what if we had to deal with something like, that's not what I want. What if we had to deal with something like y squared equals, let's say 9 over 4, okay? What if we had to deal with fractions? Okay, here's how you deal with fractions. We're going to take the square root, all right, of both sides. Yet again, we're going to take the square root of both sides, and we're going to get y equals, here's how you take a square root of a fraction. Remember, you take the square root of the numerator, you take the square root of the denominator. Right? Simple as can be, okay? Similarly, if we had something like, let's just do this example over here. If we had something like r squared equals, let's say, 1 over 100, right? R squared equals 1 over 100. You just take the square root, okay, of both sides. You get r equals square root of 1 over square root of 100, which is just 1 over 10, right? So r equals 1 over 10. Just want to do one more quick example, okay? If we had something like x equals, I don't know, let's say 49 over 25, right? Whoops, sorry. If we had x squared equals something like 49 over 25, right? Again, okay? You just take the square root of both sides. You get x equals square root of 49 over square root of 25, going to equal 7 over 5, okay? I just wanted this to be a quick refresher. We can go over this more if anyone needs to, but we just need to have this basic idea for some of the next couple questions that we're going to look at.